The sit cue is one of the more common behaviors that you teach your dog, and it's also very useful just because it's one of your go-tos that you use whenever you give an alternative behavior. Whenever they're jumping, you want to give them a sit cue instead, or give them a sit stay before opening the door. That way they're not running outside of the door. It teaches impulse control. You want to start off in a distraction-free area first, and keep in mind, you want to start off without giving the verbal marker, just so that way they become familiar with getting into the sit position first.
Yes, good boy.
You want to start off by holding the treat in the palm of your hand, and you want to lure them by holding the treat directly over onto their nose and help pushing it over their nose and close to their head until their butt touches the floor. And from there, you want to be sure to mark with the yes and reward with the treat. The next step is to start adding the verbal marker sit. So as soon as his butt touches the floor, you want to say sit and be sure to mark and reward with the treat. Keep in mind that one of your main goals that you want to have is that you want to start fading out the lure. So you can always start this by shortening your lure, and then you'll gradually improve each time until you no longer have to lure your dog. As your dog improves with the sit cue, you want to start adding in the focus cue as well, so that way you can create engagement. Eventually it'll turn into an autofocus. It's very important that we eliminate the lure, that way your dog doesn't become dependent on the treats each time. And so you can always start doing this by only marking and rewarding whenever your dog gives you the sit cue with the focused. And then from there, you can intermittently reward your dog after so many sits. For example, have your dog sit, 3 times before you give him a treat. You can always use verbal praise as well as a reward. Once your dog is able to fully successfully complete the sit with the focus, you want to start introducing them into different distractions and even different environments. But always remember that you want to start with one distraction at a time, and also you want to start from a distance and always gradually decrease the distance as you go. Keep in mind that your dog doesn't necessarily have to always sit right next to you, which it does help out whenever you start training your dog how to heel, but also your dog is able to sit right in front of you, which helps out for whenever you start training your dog how to recall. Be sure to follow for more tips.